Well, many of us have not really ever been hungry, so we don't really understand from a personal perspective what it is to be hungry. But I guarantee you that if you were to go 2 days without eating, you would have a better concept of what hunger means and how it feels and how disappointing and depriving that it is and how it affects one's psyche and one's belief in himself and the community. And I'm so happy today to know that there's an organization in our community that helps to deal with, and it's prevalent. A lot of us don't understand the prevalence of hunger throughout Central Georgia and really throughout the United States and throughout the world. But we've got an organization here in Central Georgia called the Middle Georgia Food Bank that deals on a daily basis with hunger and is trying very, very hard to alleviate those hunger pains. So I'm more than a little happy today to have with me two representatives of the food bank, Middle Georgia Food Bank. They got a special event coming up that we're going to ask everybody to support, but we're going to talk too about all of the things that this organization does in our community and beyond to try to address hunger. Like I said, it should not be taken lightly. And if you think that it's not a real problem, go 2 days without eating. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham, and I have with me today Mr. Rodney Mullins. Mm-hmm. What's your title, Rodney?
Chief Development Officer.
He's the Chief Development Officer for Middle Georgia Food Bank, and of course, Mr. David Griffin, who is
the President and CEO.
The President and CEO of the Middle Georgia Community Food Bank. So David, first of all, just give us a quick overall overview of the food bank, its mission, and what it does.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us on this show. We really appreciate your inspiration for all of us in the community, so thank you. The Middle Georgia Community Food Bank is part of Feeding America. We're one of 8 organizations located within the state of Georgia that covers all 159 counties. We cover 24 counties right here in Middle Georgia, all the way up from Monticello and Jasper County, all the way down to Alamo and Willow County. Overall, we have 8,341 square miles of service area that we have to cover on a regular basis. And what we do is we want to provide hope for the hopeless. We want to provide hope for the kids that are not having food for the weekends, for that senior that might be eating dog food, to that person, the family that's working 2 or 3 jobs just trying to provide for their kids. So we do that through a host of number of programs to make sure that if you're in Middle Georgia, the Middle Georgia Food Bank is there for you no matter what. And throughout our network of member agencies, which is about 190 plus churches, soup kitchens that pick up food for us and go back to their community to provide food to those in need.
Wow. And this food does not fall from the sky.
No.
No. So, you got a couple of important missions. First of all, to collect and gather the food, and then after it's collected and gathered, then it's got to be distributed.
Yes.
And then, the bad part, and then that's why I'm so happy to have you all on this show, because, if we're not directly affected by something, then we tend not to pay the right kind of attention to it that we should. But we all are our brother's keepers.
Right.
And hunger, and as you all were walking in, last night, when I saw what happened in the Bahamas, I thought about hunger.
Hunger.
You know what I'm saying? And I bet you, I just thought about hunger and what it is to be hungry and not knowing, in many instances where your next meal is coming from. But isn't that kind of prevalent here?
It really is, because when I think about hunger, I think about growing up in a rural community, just like a lot of the rural communities that we face in our area in 24 counties that we cover, and where you don't know when your next meal can come from. You don't know if when you get money and you come in, that income tax check come in, you try to buy as much food as you can, because you never know when that next dollar will come in your household, and it's going to affect you and your kids. And you're still working, but you're not making the money to cover all the bills. And God forbid you have some medical problems, things of that nature. So it is making the U.S. today in July 2018 was rated #1 in concentrated poverty in the state of Georgia and #3 in the United States of America. Now that don't tell you something about poverty.
If you got poor folk, you got hungry.
Yeah, poor folks hungry. And then I thought about, we had an event earlier this year. It was cold, and I told the group was, think about this: you're cold right now, and you don't have anything to eat for all day long. And think about how you will feel throughout that night.
Right.
And so it's very prevalent in Miller, Georgia. Sometimes we don't look at it or you don't want to see it. But a lot of people, a lot of kids, a lot of seniors are going through things that they shouldn't have to. And we need as much help as we can to provide for them.
Okay. Rodney, now as the development officer, what's your responsibility? What are you trying to do on a daily basis throughout Central Georgia?
Well, as you stated earlier, Alex, we have a huge task in front of us to supply food in 24 counties and to serve thousands of families and children. And that has some expense related to that. And we have to generate resources. And we generate resources in multiple forms. We utilize volunteers. We have human resources that come in, give their time for this mission. These are wonderful people that assist us, and we couldn't do it without our volunteers. Then we have the people that will actually support us financially. We have people that say that they want to just give resources. They want to see a child eat. They want someone to enjoy a meal, and they will write a check. They will donate various items, financial items, and they will give to us to ensure that the mission survives. And so we're grateful for those people. And we have organizations, we have corporations that support us. A significant portion of our budget is generated, our revenue is generated from corporations. We have foundations that will allocate funds toward us to assist us. So we have multiple streams of revenue that are vital, that ensure that we're able to operate and serve everyone at a high level.
But it ain't enough.
Oh, it's because the need continues. That's right. We have a goal that we believe everyone should eat. Every child should have a healthy meal on their plate every day.
Yeah. Well, talk a little bit about, I know that you all have a special project, and I think that when kids don't eat at school, in many schools, in many instances, they don't eat. They eat very little. So talk about that initiative to kind of compensate, if you please, for when a child is hungry because he or she did not get a meal at school.
When I first got here, about 16 months ago, I wanted to see what the poverty level was in Middle Georgia. And when I see there's 118,000 kids enrolled in the 25 school districts that we have, 82% of them are on free and reduced lunch program.
On what?
So the free and reduced lunch program, 82% of them. And if you mathematics that out, that's 95 to 97,000 kids that are needing some kind of assistance during the school year to provide for themselves. And those are the ones from 5 to 17. And then when you go from under 5 years old, you see that poverty rate jumps up higher. Bibb County, for instance, 52.5% under 5 years old are in poverty. You go down to Hawkinsville, it's 58.5%. So there's a state of emergency when it comes to kids. So what we wanted to do was, first of all, it's a high priority for hunger for as it is. But then we want to put it at an event that raise funds for this program, the backpack program, where we provide foods on Friday for kids who over the weekend don't have food. For our mobile school pantries that we go to the school and we say, hey, we give the backpack, I'm going to give to the whole entire family. You come out to the school where you, and we give you food that way. And also have school pantries where we're going to start at Southwest High School, down in Baldwin County, that we provide food. So we're trying to get every angle we can to provide food for those kids in need right here in Bibb County and all throughout our 24 county area. But as Rodney stated, it's a lot of expense to that. And so we need to raise the funds to be able to continue to raise 5,000 more kids, because currently we're serving 3,400 kids weekly during the school year.
But you need to
We want to raise it to 5,000.
Because you're not serving everybody.
We're not serving everybody. Again, that's a small drop in the pond when you've got 95 to 97,000 kids out there that need assistance. And really the ones that don't qualify, so that number goes to 100,000. So 118,000 kids, 100,000 need assistance. So we need all the help we can from our neighbors, and our motto has always been, feeding neighbors in 1981 because we won't build hope. There's no greater way to build hope in the future than provide for our kids.
Right. Now for the reason. Well, it's my understanding that you all have an event coming up that's going to address, you know, in a sense, you know, one of the activities and initiatives that you all are doing in order to raise money and then generate some fun and some food and some activities.
Yeah, that's right.
There were extravagant chefs and
chefs and spirits. Chefs and spirits is going to be a festive event full of great food, great drink, great people. And we're going to come together on September 26th, and we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate Middle Georgia. Celebrate the fact that people are coming together and have agreed that we will be successful in this fight against hunger. We have over 20 restaurants that have already committed that they will be there. They're going to have all types of great food, shrimp. We're going to have breads, desserts.
AJ the DJ.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I haven't met anybody who doesn't enjoy great food, Alice. That's right. That's right. So we think that event is going to be fantastic. We're going to really focus in on the entire community, rallying around this cause. And we're excited about it. We plan to honor some people. We want to honor yourself, Alex Havisham, for the great work you've done in the community. And we'll also be honoring June O'Neill and highlight a couple of people that have committed their lives to making our community stronger. So I want to thank you for that. That's right. So we're excited about that day because we want people to have a lot of fun and celebrate.
Then we're going to have some local celebrity guests going to be cooking and showing their talents that day. Carl Tim from Geico, Sonny Tillman from Cherokee Brick. We got even Miss Sierra Johnson from Cox Communication going to be doing it. And then we're going to have someone from Karen Milton and her crew from the Housing Authority. We're gonna bring it out. Wow. If they just boil some water and cook rice, it don't matter. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna eat. We're gonna have enough food around there to do it. We started by bringing you out there because I know you make some bad pork chops. Well, I left you alone for that.
I can do a mean and crab cake. You know, crab cake. I talk about the crab cake.
We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a festive event.
A mean crab cake.
And Georgia Bob's is gonna be there. We're having liquors and wines and all the good stuff. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah, that's right.
All in the name of the kids.
Yeah, now it's gonna be at your location?
At the Middle Georgia Community Food Bank, 4490 Omogi East Boulevard.
We're going to redesign. We have a special, we have a guest designer, this talented gentleman that's going to transform our entire area into a location that will be symbolic of a huge celebration.
Red carpet.
So red carpet, curtains, decoration, lighting, music, wonderful music. We're excited about, we're going to have a band there. We're also going to have a DJ, one of the best DJs in the area, AJ, who's going to keep everybody lively and celebrating the joys of great sounds.
You see why I always get him, don't you?
That's right.
That's right. He's good.
He knows how to keep the crowd going, a little something for everybody.
Yeah, he does.
Ain't nothing like they was sipping a glass of wine and eat some good food. You can't beat that.
And here's some good music.
That's what making's all about, right? That's what making's all about.
And here's some good music.
That's right.
Now, does a person have to be? Let's emphasize this for a minute.
Okay.
So a person, you can get assistance through volunteerism because I understand that it's important.
Right.
And you can also need some assistance through financial donations.
Right.
Now, how about food? I mean, because I know that's kind of funny.
Right.
How about the donation of food? You get that from
we want people to know. Our main thing we always say: donate, advocate, participate.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
And if you all got the resources, then you could find food from the best places to get it
right.
from.
Donate, advocate, participate. If we get food, the non-perishable food, and food drives all over it, they've been in so-and-so food drive. We'll come pick it up. Just let us know. You want to donate your time, and that's valuable to us as well because we have a small staff. I think we had the smallest staff of the food banks in our state. But yet we're going from 6.3 million pounds last year to 10.2 this year. So and also we want you to advocate. The biggest thing for us, a lot of people don't know what hunger is. If you live through hunger and you understand what that means, we want you to advocate on that. Because I remember the days when the only thing we had was eggs we got from the chicken coop. And I remember that not having enough. I remember eggs and molasses. And some people say, that's what we had to eat. I remember having the stove to put the water on top of the stove. And I remember all that. And a lot of people are going through, you might think that's in the past, but some people are going through the similar things right here in Macon. And it correlates not just with food for the soul, but it also correlates to crime sometimes. So we want to help. We want everyone to help that and advocate on that behalf. Advocate on our behalf on what hunger is to a person.
And there are also certain peripheral benefits of not being hungry too.
Exactly.
You know, I'm sure that hunger contributes to crime.
Exactly.
You know, and the better job you all do, because people get desperate. I mean, when you get hungry, you pretty much get desperate because it's not just an urge. Hunger is not just an urge; it's a drive.
That's right.
You know, you gotta eat to live, and so it's just so important that we all understand that, and that we all try to play a role in addressing and alleviating the problem that we have hunger in our community. Now, I noticed that at certain locations, how do you distribute the food? What's the process of getting the food to the individual? But before he talks about that, I know you told a story one time, David, that influenced me about this person was eating a tree or eating from a tree or what.
Yeah, we went down, one of our areas that we cover is Dublin County, and we went to Unadilla, and we was talking to a city administrator because we do a mobile pantries down there where we bring 12 to 15,000 pounds down there on a regular basis each month, distribute out there, enough for 250 families. And the city administrator started talking about a young man who was in high school at the time. Since then, he's passed right out of high school. And he was saying, hey, we was eating from the trees last night. And we were saying, what are you talking about, eating from the trees? He's eating pecans for dinner. The whole entire week, that's all they have, pecans. And you think about that. I know they're good in protein, and I don't want to get into it, but pecans for dinner, that's all he had. I love pecan pie, don't get me wrong. But I don't want to eat it every day for dinner. And that's what he had to do. And the young man, the challenges, but he passed away right after he graduated from high school.
Wow.
And so it's a sad story, but it's stories that we hear on a truly daily basis that's really impacts your soul, because this thing called hunger is bigger than you ever would know until you see some of those stories like that.
Right. Now, how's the food distributed?
We have multiple ways we distribute food. We have over 190 agencies that have registered to work with us to pick up food from our location at 4490 Ocmulgee Boulevard in Macon. They range from churches to after-school programs to schools, soup kitchens, nonprofit agencies, all types of organizations, homeless shelters, and they have decided that the food that we have there, they want to come pick it up and they take it back to their local communities and they distribute it for us, which is a wonderful way that we try to be a part of this food system or address this hunger issue. So everyone can be a part of that. So if we have someone listening that has a interest in being an agency, you can do that. You can register with us and we will begin to distribute food to your organization. Then you can take it to your local community. Then we also have a program called the Mobile Pantries. And with the mobile pantries, what we do is we have trucks. We have trucks that will take food all across our 24 counties.
Wow.
And we'll target particular communities each day. We've had up to 4 or 5. One time we had 5 deliveries that we would make in one day. We would go to a local community. We'll take between 8,000 and 12,000 pounds. Sometimes we've taken up to 19,000 pounds of food that we'll take to that local community, and we'll have volunteers that will assist us with distributing that food that we bring there. So we're excited about that. We're excited about the fact that we have organizations that have volunteered their time to assist us with taking food to their local communities, because we couldn't do it by ourselves. But we have had the mobile pantry program. We've had over 300 450 deliveries that we have placed all throughout the 24 county area. And then we brought in several months ago a lady named Dr. Colleen Mathis. And Dr. Colleen Mathis will sign up people for our SNAP outreach program, which is a supplemental nutrition assistance program. And that program allows individuals such as the elderly to receive an EBT card, food stamp, so that they can eat even after we're gone. And we've signed up several hundred people with that program. I think she reached over 250. She might have 300.
She said 305 individuals that she signed up for SNAP benefits, and that's very important.
Right. So we use multiple platforms, multiple approaches, because our number one goal is like you mentioned earlier. We want everyone to have a healthy meal, everyone to eat, and particularly our children, because when they eat, we notice that the health conditions of that community rises, the crime drops, the educational level increases. So there are a number of positive outcomes when children eat and when families eat.
Well, the beautiful thing is that everybody can be involved. But let me tell you, oftentimes individuals are members of organizations or churches or what have you. Then you can serve as a committee of one to try to help Feed America. Feed Central Georgia, feed the 24 counties. So if you're listening or if you're watching this show, then, make a mental note to ask your pastor, ask your neighborhood association, ask your friends, ask your relatives, say, hey, have you done anything to assist? Because we've eaten, that doesn't mean that everybody has eaten. And then I think, I just believe very strongly. Sometimes people tell me not only did you fall off that turnip truck, you bumped your head. But I know that no man is an island, and knowing that you can't make it by yourself. And I also know that a rising tide raises the whole ship. So the more assistance we provide to these individuals, particularly the children, who are hungry, then we can play a role in making this a better community. Now let's go back to Shelps and Spirits Extravaganza.
Yes, sir.
Name some of the restaurants. You just named a couple. I know you can't. You got name some of them, man.
Hey, we got the Rookery.
Okay.
Natalie.
Okay.
H&H is going to be there. The Dovetail.
That's right.
We have
Bonefish
Grill.
Salads to go.
Chili's.
Tasha. That's right.
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Red Lobster.
Texas Roll.
Man, they'll take the rest of the day.
Bonnie's Cookies.
Bonnie's Cookies. We got
Old Honey Bacon.
Old Honey Bacon.
Old Cora's.
Felicia's Cake Factory.
That's right, Felicia's Cake Factory.
And we got more that could be jumping on board. Saints, a Thai.
Same, check on Saints, Asian food.
That's right.
They're interested in being involved.
They're gonna be involved.
That's right.
So we're gonna have some food.
Yeah, and yesterday I talked to you at Benny's, wasn't it?
Was that Benny's? Benny's gonna be Benny's Smokehouse.
That's right. Benny's gonna be involved. So we have barbecue pit masters. We're gonna have a special section for barbecue. We'll have a special session on our dock where we'll have these. We'll have excellent ribs and grills and beef.
They're gonna be cooking them right now.
We're gonna be cooking ribs.
Hot off the grill.
Hot off the grill. Come on out there. Hold your glass in one hand Hey, we get somebody to wipe the lips off.
Make sure you got clean it out.
We get somebody to wipe the lips off.
Yeah, well, that's
right.
Okay, now, let's talk about, we don't want to just whet their appetite. Let's talk about what they need to do in order to be able to attend this event.
Sir.
That's right. Everyone is welcome to attend. We encourage everyone to go to our website, and that is mgcfb.org, and purchase a ticket. And just keep in mind that when you become involved in this event, you can also register on Eventbrite. And we have a link there on the website, and you can go to Eventbrite and pull us up. But we have individuals that have registered, they've told others about it. Well, it's available, the link is available on our Facebook page, and the information available on Instagram. And so we just want everybody to have a great time and a great celebration, and to come with us and to agree that they will advocate and they'll support this mission at Chefs and Spirits. Right?
Donate, advocate,
And participate.
and participate.
That's right. Exactly.
That's very, and you can also look for a flyer from Macon Middle Georgia Black Pages, Havisham Promotions on the event, and we'll have a link to where you can purchase a ticket, or more information on how you can be involved. If you're not on that mailing list, then you can go to MaconBlackPages.com and join our mailing list. I want to congratulate you guys and thank you for all you do. You know, sometimes, you know, there are activities that are important, but sometimes they are extremely important.
Yes, sir.
And anytime it influences how a person feels and acts, and you know, a person's health and a person's attitude and a person's ability to move and a person's ability to learn, and you know, a person's ability to act in a proper manner. And what I mean by that, you don't try to go and find somewhere you can steal some food, or you don't not pay attention to the teacher because you're listening rather than listening to the teacher. You're listening to the growl in your stomach.
That's right.
You know, so it's extremely important. You know, I have interviewed today Mr. Rodney Mullins, Development Officer for Middle Georgia Food Bank, and Mr. David Griffin, who's the President and CEO of Middle Georgia Food Bank. They got a phenomenal activity coming up that's going to have music and, gosh, all kind of food. I mean, I just know they're going to have every kind of food that's imaginable, including dessert, and they're going to have, it's called Chefs and Spirits, y'all. You know, and y'all know what the spirits mean, so congratulations to you guys. I'm wishing you success in your endeavor, and I appreciate you. What's that date again?
September 26th.
At the food bank, what's that location?
That's right. 4490 Ocmulgee Boulevard.
See you there.
That's right.
Have a good evening.
www.makingblackpages.com